Hey, how you doing today? Good to see you. Great to have you out here. I'm out in the woods, splitting wood and making a mess. It's great to have you here. I was listening to my music and getting some work done, and favorite song that sort of relates to the work I do and my work to help people live authentic lives and more fulfilling lives. That song came on, and so I wanted to share a little something with you. Over the years, I've had a lot of clients, several actually, who are or were professional gamblers. And some of them you've seen on TV, if you watch that sort of thing. And one of them said to me once, said, Sven, you know how you always talk about this notion of flow and this notion of forcing things? He said, you know, I totally understand what you're talking about. He said, Sven, there'll be times when I sit down at the tables to play, and I know that I feel off. I know by the deal, I know by how my chair feels, I just know inside of myself that it's off. I know I'm forcing it. He said, but I so want it sometimes. I so want the win. I so want the rush that I keep going and I push and I'm forcing it. He says, Sven, I know exactly what you're talking about when you talk about that. And when I'm forcing it, I never win, Sven. I never win. I always walk away from the table at the end having lost or having wasted time. He says, it's never, ever a good thing. He says, so I totally get what you're talking about. This notion of forcing something we really want. You know, it's interesting. I used to see the same thing among my athletes back when I was coaching. And these are collegiate level athletes. So these are guys and women who are used to hard work, training at high levels. I also work with, I've worked with pros over the years and Olympians, and it's the same sort of thing. And one of the things they're most guilty of is overtraining. See, what's interesting about muscles is that muscle growth doesn't occur in the gym. When you're in the gym lifting the weights, you're actually breaking down the muscles. You're pumping in lactic acid and ammonia, and fundamentally it has the effect of suffocating the muscles, forcing it to stop. That's not muscle growth, that's tearing down the muscle. Muscle growth occurs in the period of rest after the workout. So if you're not resting, your muscles aren't growing. If you're not resting enough, you're just continuing to break them down. And if there's one earmark of the high-level athlete, it's overtraining. That you want something so bad, you believe that working harder and working harder and working harder and working harder and working harder is what will get you where you want to go. But the best, the most experienced know that rest, downtime, and I'm not just talking about sleep, I'm talking about downtime, is critical to muscle growth. But sometimes, again, like the gambler, the athlete so wants it that oftentimes they will overtrain rather than undertrain. They'll train too much and never allow themselves to grow. And that's when we're overtraining, that's when injuries happen. That's when plateaus happen, and nothing will drive you crazier than working your fucking ass off and just being at that fucking plateau. And so these two things remind me of, and this is something I go through with all of my clients, there's really 3 steps to living an authentic life, to truly finding fulfillment and excitement and vigor and focus and passion in life and success. It's 3 steps. It's 1, clearing away all the crud and finding solitude, having the courage to stop running from that tidal wave of all the crap in your life that you're trying to stay busy and avoid. And it's to quiet yourself so that you can clear out the fears and the pain and the bullshit beliefs and all the crap you've been told about yourself, to get that pain out of you and begin to hear your own voice. The second step to an authentic and fulfilling and richly satisfying life and true success, doing that which you love, the second step is having the courage to heed or listen to or act on that voice. And a lot of people get stuck here. They can hear their own voice, but they're terrified of acting on it. Why? Because they know that if they express and begin to become who they really are, they know exactly what their brother will say, or exactly what their best friend or their father or their mother will say. They know exactly the criticisms that'll come their way. The fear isn't the fear of the unknown, it's the fear of the known. They know what the critical, antagonistic voices will be because those voices have always fucking been there. And there are few things in life that keep people from living an authentic life more than the fear of those voices, because it's painful. And it's been painful your whole fucking life. People telling you can't do this, and it's usually the same people, and it's usually the most powerful people in your life. The ones who claim to love you most or that you love the most. They're often the ones who are most critical, and it hurts so much when you're younger that you recede it into yourself. And the notion of expressing out of yourself and living who you really are, living authentically is terrifying because you know the criticisms that will come. So that's the second stage of living an authentic life, or what I call the spiritual life. I don't mean spiritualizing God, I mean communion with your own spirit, who you really are. But the third step is what we're talking about today, this notion of forcing it. And the third step is having the courage, having the wherewithal to let go of trying to control the results. Now, this is a master level step. This is not beginner shit here. This is master level. When you know the direction your heart and gut, soul are calling you to, when you have the courage to go after it, and go after it 100 miles an hour with your hair on fire, but to simultaneously let go of that which you want. And that was the song I heard today when I was working out here. And it's the song by that 70s rock group, 38 Special. And their song is Hold On Loosely. You know you've mastered self when you have the ability to go after what you want and simultaneously let go of what you want, to simultaneously be okay with never having that which you think you most want. Hey, it's snowing. Sleet, snow, something. To let go of that which you most want. See, what that does, it's like the athlete. If you overtrain, you're not giving room. You're not letting go of it simultaneously and saying it needs room to breathe. All right? It's the same way with our dreams, our passion, our wants, that which we're on fire for. You have to give the universe or God or whatever your belief system is, you have to give the universe room to act. You have to trust that things are happening even when you're not forcing things to happen. And that's what we do. We force it. We push too hard towards what we want. And here's the really fucked up part. My 92-year-old mother always used to say, sometimes we have to go through this door, not because this is the room we're supposed to be in, but because over here there's another door that leads down a stairway that leads to an entryway of another room, and inside that room there's an elevator taking us over to this room, and that's where you're supposed to be for the next 1 year, 5 years, 15 years. But you'll never find that room unless you have the courage to walk through this one. But what that also means is we will often walk through this door thinking this is where I'm supposed to be, so I gotta hold on to this room, I gotta hold on to this room, and we don't open up our hands and allow for the possibility that this is just an anteroom, this is just a precursor to the next door. We so often get in our heads what our dream really is, that we can't let go of it when a whole new door is opening up in front of us. It might be career related, it might be relationship related. Recently, I was telling someone, one of the things I've learned from my own life and learned from the lives of people I counsel is that very often the relationship the universe uses to get us out of a relationship, the person that the universe uses to get us out of a relationship is not the person we're gonna be with forever. In other words, you have to walk into this room with this person only because it's helping you get out of this one, and it leads you into a new door. Very often the career we choose or the job we choose to get out of a job we hate, and so we just take this one because it's next, not because it's forever. Okay? It's that same sort of mentality. It's holding on loosely. I have clients who have worked in different careers where there's a very slow, very long sell cycle, or where they've been building, growing something, and they're just about to reach the pinnacle, and they feel, crazy as it sounds, called to go a whole new direction right before they reach the pinnacle. It's happened. And what's the crazy thing is, Sven, what do I do with these feelings? How do I leave something I've spent 5, 10, 20 years building? It looks crazy. People are gonna think I'm crazy. And I say, does it feel right? Yeah, but I'm terrified, and yes, and I'm afraid of looking nuts, and yes, but, yes, but, yes, but. And my response is always, yeah, but do you have the courage to be authentic? And trust that you are being led. Trust that a life of greater fulfillment and greater ecstasy and greater excitement and greater peace is upon you if you have the courage to walk through that next door. And so the challenge of that third step, that master level step in the path to becoming authentic, in the spiritual path, is the courage to let go, to simultaneously want something and hold on to it while simultaneously letting it go. Being okay if it never comes, and being forever open to wherever life might be leading you next. But we don't do that, do we? We force it. We think, no, it has to be this. No, fuck, it has to be this. I got to make this happen. I got to make this happen because this was the vision. And if it doesn't happen, then I'm a failure. Or if it doesn't happen, then people are going to think I'm crazy. Or if it doesn't happen, I'll be so disappointed. Or if it doesn't happen, fucking hold on loosely, man. With open hands. See, it's like water. If I put out my hands and you pour water into my hands and I try to hold on to that water tightly, it goes, squirts out the sides. But if I'm just supple and hold that, I can hold it forever. Maybe even drink it. But when we hold on too tightly, when we force it, when we train too hard, when we push and push and push, we're out of flow. Flow is not just making something happen, not just always pushing. Flow is also times of receding, times of allowing. My high school wrestling coach, who had coached many state championship teams in multiple states, and coached me personally to a state runner-up, being state runner-up my senior year. He used to say, we wrestle in spurts, boys. We wrestle in spurts. In other words, you're not always going one speed. You're attacking and then you're reacting. You're attacking and then you're falling back. You're attacking, you're moving around and you're waiting for a response. It's not just fifth gear all the time. It's fifth, then it's third, then it's second, then it's idle, you know, that sort of thing. So my question to you is, what are you forcing? What is it you want so badly? Oh, God damn it, I gotta make it fucking happen. Fuck. What are you forcing? What are you making to happen? What are you terrified of letting go of? Even though all the signs are there that you need to just fucking relax and let go. The person who has truly mastered himself is the person who can let go just as easily as he holds on. The person who can pause just as easily as he goes 100 miles an hour with his hair on fire or her hair on fire. So, what is the universe challenging you to hold on loosely to? What does the universe challenge you to let go of? Or perhaps right now you're in a state of seventh fucking gear, 100 miles an hour with your hair on fire. But it's learning to control, not even control, that's the wrong word. It's learning to listen to your energies. It's learning to walk away from the table when you know you're forcing it. It's learning to rest when you know you're overtraining or pushing too hard or plateauing. It's learning to let go of the very thing you want most. That is mastery, and that leads down the path of fulfillment and full joy and inner calm. Have a kick-ass day. The snow has ended. I'm going to get back to work, make myself useful. I hope you have a monster day, kick-ass week, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.